Hello! I feel called to make this video right now around being before doing, which is kind of like basically explains the feminine way which we are kind of like carving at the moment, like in society and like internally as well, like with our energies. And what I would like to explain in regards to that, or what I would like to connect that with, is the pendulum theory. The pendulum theory, I explained it at some point. I don't know if there's like a true referral in regards to that. I think it's just like the natural thing, what's happening. If something goes up, it must come down again. So the pendulum theory, for me, I have a post about that on my Instagram, is that when we have lived in one extreme for too long in our lives, it's very, very hard, even if we want to come back to a stable place. Usually, even if it's just a little, we need to swing a little bit to the other side first before we can slowly find our center, basically. And when we think about feminine and masculine energy, we have lived in patriarchal structures for I don't know how long. And feminine energy has been suppressed for so many years, for so many generations, has been oppressed from the outside, but also suppressed from the inside, because we thought we are not allowed to express it. It's like we internalized suppressing it ourselves, even if nobody from the outside was asking us to suppress it, because we are so conditioned to not express. And I had this beautiful experience today as well, because I had a call with a few beautiful women that I joined of a coaching colleague of mine, and I got so emotional because we did body work and we did expression and pure feminine energy, and being in a group of people, being super vulnerable, feels so uncomfortable, because I have to let go of control completely and trust that I'm still held. Trust that in my openness, I'm not going to be hurt again. And this is something we are not used to anymore. We can't, first of all, it is not always safe to just open up, because people don't know how to deal with that. So for now, we still have to know in which space we can actually do that, or in which way we can hold ourselves, even if somebody comes with something that might hurt us again, or that might trigger us. If we are at a stage that we can hold that we can deal with this. And when we think about that we have been suppressing feminine energy that is also so wounded for so much time, women as well as men, as well as everybody, every person on this planet with feminine and masculine energy, because we all have it. I'm gonna say that most like in every video, because we all have it. So the point with this is that because we have been in patriarchal structures with just like wounded masculine energy, like deep wounded masculine energy for so long, we are at this tipping point where there's this limit where things have been suppressed for so long that there's this raw coming out, that there's this, okay, we are not taking this anymore. And we can see that with a lot of oppressed groups at the moment. It's a societal thing, but it's also an energetic thing. And we're coming out of this right now. And even if you are not aware of it yet, I'm in groups, and I'm in people, in communities that are doing the work already, that are shifting to the other side. And we don't want to go way up there. We don't want to go way up there into matriarchy, because then we are going to have the same thing the other way around with oppression and suppression and whatever. And we don't want that. We still want the masculine structure, but we will need to go there first. We will need to go into being first, to move from there into doing, to create out of being, to be first and then go back into doing. And if we do it smart, if we go there, maybe a little bit, we will have to go into the extreme a little bit to balance, but to not go so far that we have the same issue that we have on the other side, we can find the balance again. We will find a way to work in balance with each other, within ourselves. But for that, the initial step is to work the feminine way. We have to go there first. Otherwise we are not creating balance. There's no way of like getting out here with the same thing that we are doing the whole time. So, and this is why I am super passionate about leading the feminine way, guiding the feminine way. And I'm saying leading the feminine way because to create change there's some doing necessary, and that's why I'm leading. But on the other hand, when I'm in my feminine, I'm just guiding. I'm not leading in that way. And still I use my masculine energy still to get stuff done. But I am first in the beingness and the feminine energy. And from there I create something, I birth something and tap into the doingness of things. And yes, this is kind of like how I want to explain like how this plays out in society at the moment and in the current state of the world, kind of. And if you just think about yourself, like tap into yourself, like we are all fucking conditioned to the patriarchal structures. So me as well. Like I constantly catch myself like being like, hey, what am I doing? I'm again just doing stuff instead of like being first. Like, and being, even being, is in the end doing something. But with that we're moving into philosophical stuff that is too complicated, because then we are in the duality of life that's always both. We always have both sides, because even if I am, I'm still breathing, I'm still doing something. But being is the state of like, I do what I truly feel called to do right now. If being is not necessarily I'm just sitting in meditation all day long. Being might be right now, and not because my head is saying that, but because my being is saying that, I feel called to go for a surf session because I just need to feel the water. This is feminine expression. This is feeling this. I need to dance to just like tap into my center. This is feminine expression. And sometimes being also means actually doing the work because I'm excited about it. But the excitement is there first, that leads to the doingness, that leads to activating or using the masculine structure and the masculine moving forward, the drive to get things done, to birth something, to create something. But the being part is the part that is the first thing that needs to come first before we tap into doing. And I catch myself all the time that I get up in the morning and I start doing something without even having been first, without even like, even if you're into like a morning routine or something, it's like do you like just reflect, just observe, what are you doing? Like, are you being or are you doing first thing in the morning? So, because for me, for example, I was waking up and I was like, oh, I need to like write this email, and then I need to, or I should be going surfing, or I should be going to do yoga. Even those things that are actually good for me, if there's a should behind it or a need behind it, it's already a doing thing. It's already not a being thing anymore. So, can you tap back into what is my soul saying right now? Like breathing into that, like moving into that, and just already getting up with that of like, okay, what is my most inner guidance telling me right now that I'm craving, that I need to do first in order to be first before I actually move into doing and creation. Yeah, I think that's just the message I want to put out for today, because we all need to start being first before doing. And this is what I did today. I I woke up, I had this call, and the call was already part of my beingness because I was like, I'm excited about that. I want to join that. It's like the excitement part was already there before I joined. So there was a doingness because I participated, but because it came out of a beingness of excitement. And then after the call, I already felt like, oh, I now should be doing like emails and like writing my newsletter and whatever. And there was again, I went immediately into doingness again without being first, where the being would be guiding me into what I actually want to be doing. Because out of being, there will always be like doing will be birthed, if that makes sense. Out of being, doing will be birthed. And through the birth of doing, something will be created. And that's why feminine energy, femininity, beingness is not lazy. It's not weak. It's just aligned, and it's just connected with yourself, with others, with nature, and your truest and deepest inner knowing of what's right now for you. And because it's right for you, it's also right for the world. But like really, like and there's a very fine line between being right from your deepest inner center and being right from your mind, because your mind is ego. Your deepest inner self might be completely irrational. But if you feel, and that's a feeling or that's a sensation or that's a voice or whatever, that this is your truth right now, or this is what you need to do, if you do that, then this will always be the right decision for you and for everybody else. Even if other people will be hurt in their ego or will be triggered or whatever, if you are aligned, if you trust yourself, then this is kind of like a ripple effect that people will reflect on themselves and will or will not, but like the chances are way higher than if you are moving from ego. And then at least you are in trust with yourself and you have that deep inner knowing that you are following your true path. And this is the work for today. This is just a week video. Maybe I'll do another one. I don't know. Flowing with this plane. And yeah. I will make a video about like the connection between beingness and our human design centers, and like the activation there, and like masculine energy in the centers, the motor centers and all these things. And yeah, stay tuned. There's gonna be a lot more on here. Excited to share. My mind is like, whew, I feel very connected and like have lots of things coming down right now. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Like that video, that would be awesome. If you want to share, it's always great to have support. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. Bye.